Let's talk about Matt Murray, something you know all too well, goaltending. 21 years of age, sign of things to come, or maybe some beginner's luck?
I'd say a little bit of both. I think he's looking great. He's the future of the Penguins. Nothing against Fleury.
Right.
He's still the man there, but he's doing a tremendous job. I can see him do this for the whole series and maybe to the last one, the last 16 games.
What do you think about that young 21-year-old to play between the pipes there, Dirk?
I think that talking to a golf pro, but
Yeah.
I think he's doing a tremendous job. He's just playing with his athletic ability. You know, JS and I talk all the time downstairs. I totally grill him all the time about hockey, and I think that he's just using his he doesn't know what moment he's in right now. I think he's just playing hockey instead of saying I'm in the Stanley Cup playoffs and I'm 8 games away from the chance to get Lord Stanley's Cup.
The last time these two teams met was in '09. We, of course, know that was the year the Penguins won the Cup. It was about Ovechkin and about Crosby, as it still is today. But what we were talking about with Jimmy Maggs in his office just a few minutes ago before he went to tape, I'm really impressed with the youth movement of this team. Connor Sheary, Brian Russ, we talked about Matt Murray. They've got some bright stars, and a lot of people attributed that because of his days in the AHL. Mike Sullivan, knowing these guys and kind of putting them in the right line, and they've got 4 strong lines right now. Penguins really do have a solid team, not just that core for this year and this year, hopefully the Cup run, but for the next maybe 5 to 10 years, right?
Yeah, I think it's amazing what Sullivan did, honestly.
Like that.
It went from a team that felt like they had no soul to something that was spectacular. If you look at the last 20 games of the season, they just got on the roll. They won everything. It didn't matter who was playing the lineup. They just played with their hearts, and that comes from a coach. You know, you want to play for your coach. He seems to be a player's coach, but with a firm hand. You know, he's not going to give you everything if you don't give him anything. So it's just amazing what he's done for the team, and hopefully that keeps on going for many years because it's fun to watch.
Malkin being back is good. The guy can take a team, put them on his shoulders, and really just go on a scoring streak like no one else in the league. Great player. A little bit of bad blood between the other Russian, meaning the great Alexander Ovechkin. Is that much to do about nothing? You played the game. Or are there people out there that just don't like each other on or off the ice?
Well, obviously.
Yeah, but
there's always guys that don't like each other. But you're talking about Malkin and Ovechkin?
Yeah.
No, I'm sure they're okay.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm sure they're okay.
Because, you know, here's the thing. I mean,
they play the Olympics together, World Championship. I'm sure it's not too bad.
It's probably the media making something out of it, right?
Well, you know what happened is Malkin probably brags about his Stanley Cup to Ovechkin every year. You know, that's what it is. They probably, hey, look at my finger here. I got a ring.
And look, I get a lot of grief because I take a look at the big picture, and you can't help but look at the great Alexander Ovechkin. Right. I mean, we're all caught up in the Penguins, but you've seen him, you've played against him. Tell the audience how good he is.
Oh, he's a pure sniper. He can score from everywhere, and every time he's got the puck, you got to be aware. He can shoot it from everywhere, like I said, and it just comes so quick. And he goes through defensemen, foots or legs or arms. It's hard to stop. It's quick release, everything. There's not a guy that can shoot the puck like he does right now in the league.
Tell me about Brooks Orpik and Washington, and obviously Alexander Ovechkin. How do you see this series unfolding?
Well, I've played with Brooks for a few years. I played with Brooks in the minors also, and he's had a tremendous career. He's not a scorer, but God, does he block shots or not?
Yeah.
It's amazing. He hits hard. He works hard. He's well liked in the room. I'm happy for him. I hope he's not too banged up by that hit.
Ryan White, yeah, Philly.
Yeah, in Philly. But you know, he can help that team a lot. Hopefully not too much because we want the Pens to win. But you know, he's had a tremendous career.
Now, one other thing you're going to do before you go. Jean-Sebastian Aubin, who is a part of this wonderful pro shop, FootJoy Titleist, everything that you need to get your game on the tee and down the fairway, these guys can help you out. This is an amazing course. Anything you need, give them a call and ask for them, either Dirk or Jean. But Mario Lemieux, now I'm a little prejudiced. I believe he's the greatest athlete in Pittsburgh history, professional, ever. Maybe top 10 of all time. Injuries, if he didn't have, who knows if they would have ever, would they still be talking Gordie Howe and Wayne Gretzky and Bobby Hall and Bobby Orr, but it would have been all Lemieux. You said something that really just made me go, now that makes sense. Crosby's great,
Yeah.
but he didn't change the game like Mario did. Explain that to the audience.
Oh, how many hours do we have?
For Mario, I'm going to make time, so you go ahead. I'm going to sit back and listen.
I mean, is there? You got to go back in the when he got drafted, in that time and era. There wasn't a big player like him that could skate, shoot, have the hands that he had, the vision that he had. There was nobody like that, and he just came in. He did his thing, and he took a team that was going nowhere to the promised land in 3-4 years, I think it was. I mean, nobody can do that. You know, like the way he did it. Pittsburgh wasn't a hockey town till he got here, and then he changed all that. He was just spectacular. Everything he did, even in practice. As a goalie, you know, I practiced with him and everything, and it was funny because he came in so slow sometimes. You're like, what is he doing?
Hurry up.
Yeah, exactly. And then you stay up, he shoots between your legs. You go down, he shoots upstairs. It's just like, it was amazing.
Effortless.
And frustrating for me.
But let me say, I don't know anything about him as far as playing against him on the ice, but I do know one thing. I've seen a lot of people that are in ownership and entrepreneurs and business people. Mm-hmm. You can't argue the job he's done at the helm as far as his Brooks Brothers suit and sitting in that front office. The Penguins have been lights out business-wise as well as on the ice ever since he said, you know what, I'm not going to let this team go anywhere. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is.
Right. No, and he did, and look at what it looks like today. Oh. I mean, it's amazing. He's done so much for this city. I mean, there's not enough word for what he's done for Pittsburgh. I mean, otherwise this team wouldn't be here. And so they got another Stanley Cup after he took over. He played with us for a few years, and it was tremendous. What a great experience it was for me, for everyone that played with him. I wish he would have played a little more, but you know, he's done enough.
Why can't I'm a little French Canadian? Why can't I have that accent?
Love it. I talk to him all day.
I know.
And obviously, you know, try to emulate it, but you can't.
That's pretty good, though. Yeah. Anyway, by the way, that is a great accent, though. Coming up on May, I think 2nd and 4th, it'll be games 3 and 4. Consol Energy Center, limited seating available. That's another thing. When the Pens are at Consol Energy Center, economic boom for Pittsburgh, and it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful run against Washington, and hopefully right on through to hoist the cup again. Listen, I can't thank you enough, and I know it's been a long day for you here, but hey, it's been an honor.
Hey, thank you.
Jean-Sebastian Aubin. Just like how that sounds. I tell you, ain't nothing like hockey, folks. All right, we'll come back. We got something else to talk about. Beaver County, the Times, came up with their top 50 athletes. And just as though I didn't have enough to do today, I'm on the computer at home and I start going through these names, and I'm like, I got to get Dirk, and we've got to talk about it. We're going to do that with your Pratte Pack at the Club at Shadow Lakes next.